I haven't been paying for ChatGPT ever because the free version worked fine for me. Agent mode, though, seemed really compelling, and I've been thinking about different ways to try to automate things. So if you follow me on LinkedIn, you know that I produce a monthly product management jobs report. This is manual work that I do. I pull all the report data, I compile it into a Google Sheet, update Keynote slides, and then I export as a PDF, and I write some post about it, and then I publish it, right? Lots of manual steps, but not really high value or really difficult things to do. Seemed like an obvious task I could hand over to ChatGPT Agent to maybe help with some of those steps, right? Still needing to keep some quality checks in before I publish things out to people, given the influence that it could have on people's job behavior. I finally decided to break down and say, all right, I'm going to pay for a month of ChatGPT Pro or ChatGPT Plus and try agent mode. And I'm just going to cut to the chase. Agent mode failed at some very simple tasks. I just wanted it to go to a Google Sheet, find a value, go to a Keynote slide presentation, and update that value. So let's take a look at what I'm actually trying to get it to do. So here is agent mode, right? And I'm actually going to go over to the tabs of the actual things I'm trying to get it to do. So here is a slide with just a text value, 4.5%. And then I have a different tab open here, which is where like all the data is collated, right? And so there's an EEA stats tab that has the number. So I'm wanting it to get this 4198 value and this 7.8% value and update those slides. Now I did use agent mode to clone a bunch of these tabs because I had like a worldwide version and I was like, hey, it's a repetitive task with some instructions. It should be fine. It generally did okay. The big thing it couldn't do was it couldn't rename a tab that it had just duplicated. It kept failing at this. I had to take over multiple times to get that to work. So, you'll probably encounter some of these experiences as well. But let's go back over to ChatGPT now. I'm done controlling, but you can see this is the control mode. It has access to the Google Sheet that I'm talking about. It has access to the slide presentation. It struggled for about 3 or 4 minutes trying to update this text value, and eventually I had to take over and do it. So we're going to give it another shot, and I'm going to just give it the prompt that I wrote, which in this case, it already has all the context, right? It's like, hey, here's the slide. Here's what I want you to do. Here's where the value is from that actual, spreadsheet that you have. And then it just took a long time. So now I'm going to say, let's just do the same for slides 28 and for 30 for EEA. Like, I'm assuming I'm talking to someone who has a general understanding of the context of the conversation so far, and I want to see what it's going to do. Now, given how long this might take, I may speed some things up. But let's just see how long it takes. Again, all I'm asking it to do here is to go in. I give it the specific slide numbers. I tell it where to grab the stats from. So it's going to the Google Sheet now. And I like that it says what it's doing, Okay, not EEA report tab. Go to the EEA stats tab. Okay, great. It's finding the values here. Says, hey, cell B3 shows 7.8%. Okay, he's got the percent figures. Now it's struggling to get back to the Keynotes tab in the browser. There it goes, it found it. You can see it moves at the speed of, a very slow person. So it's like, okay, it's going to scroll. Let's see if we can zoom in here. Okay, so it found slide 28, but this is not the percent slide. I said slides 28 and 30. So ideally you would understand, like, you're trying to pull the jobs number for slide 28, which would have been, I think, a 4,000 number, and then a percent change number on 30. Okay, so it does seem to understand that it wants to update slide 30 with a percent. Don't bother with slide 29. Now, updating the text on this one is relatively simple, right? There's not complex, hey, if a percent change month over month is positive, it should show the green triangle. If it's negative, it should show the red triangle. Like that's complex, apparently. But for 28, slide 28, right, it should just be replacing this 4,439 number with the latest number. But I've seen it really struggle at just changing text values. You can see it's still kind of like saying, hey, okay, this is the change. Okay, now it's going back here. Okay, 4198, 7.8%. Yep. Okay. It's going back to the switching tabs. Okay, it's going to completely reload the presentation. This is taking a while. Now, presumably, I could be going around doing something else while all this runs. The problem, okay, so here we go. Now it's trying to edit this cell, and you can see it's doing the number wrong. I'm just like, hey, just delete the old number and put in a new one. What it's struggling is it can only see what's on the slide, right? And so because of the size of the text, I know what's happening here is it's added the text in front of the old text versus erasing all of the text and putting in the new one. And because some of that text is not visible on screen, it doesn't know, hey, there's more text in here. So it'll struggle for a couple of minutes here. Last time it did eventually get the number right. And you can see it's just like, hey, I see some stuff is here that's not right. I remember in OpenAI's ChatGPT or GPT-5 presentation, they talked about GPT-4 as being like a teenager. And now GPT-5 is, someone with a PhD. So this is how someone with a PhD can update slides, apparently. Yeah, so in theory, this would be really valuable for me, and I would absolutely pay £20 a month for it to be able to run off and do all these automated updates for me. Now I don't even know what it's doing with HTTP. Clearly, it's doing some copy and paste stuff, and it's not working. But the prospect, the idea of, oh, I could go create this agent and it will go and make all these changes for me, and that'll save me a lot of time. In theory, that sounds really appealing. And I would love if it was practically able to do that. But I've given it a set of really simple instructions here, and it's just failing. Now, you could argue, oh, well, it's nuanced. Maybe you could change the way text is shown, and that'd make it easier for ChatGPT. But I don't feel like I should have to acclimate what I've built for it to do. I think it should be pretty simple for it to figure it out on its own. So that's kind of been the experience so far. I don't plan on continuing my subscription for this feature, but let me know what you think. What did you expect it to do?